we'll go ahead and get started. Coach, if you want to open us up with some general thoughts on moving ahead to Eastern Michigan this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Reflecting back, obviously, disappointing loss there to start the season. A lot of positives. Going back and looking at the tape to build on there, trying to focus on that. A lot of things that we still have to clean up as well. But wanted to make sure that when the game was over there in the locker room to address the team and make sure that we kept our chin up when we left the locker room there in Oxford, got on the bus to travel back home, and we needed to correct the film, learn from the mistakes that were made, and we need to shift our focus to Eastern Michigan. I've been proud of the guys, how they handled yesterday and how they responded to it in the with the weight room session, and making sure the focus was 100% on Eastern Michigan now. As we get we're deep obviously into preparation for that football game. So proud of the guys. Obviously today is their off day, and we'll be back out tomorrow on the practice field for the first time with all of our attention and focus on Eastern Michigan. So again, a lot of positives to build on from the game, and the really positive things from some of the newcomers that are with us. And so we're going to focus on that. And again, look forward to get back out on the practice field here and getting ready for Eastern Michigan.
Guys, if you have questions, if you could just alert me in the chat. We'll go ahead and start with Jordan Guskey from the Star Press.
Hey, Mike, I know, this defense got after the quarterback, got in the backfield at a rate that it just, didn't at times last season. How do you view that? And then how do you view that alongside still at the end allowing the amount of points that it did?
Yeah, no question. Obviously, to play the way that we did in the first half there, and then, to give up some points there in the second half, certainly something that we need to address and make sure that we're consistent there and play 4 quarters of football. But as to the, in regards to the first point that you mentioned there, getting some pressure on the quarterback, especially from the outside linebacker position. You look at Christian Albright, you look at Anthony Ekpe, Jordan Williams. I thought those guys did a really good job, played extremely well as a group, getting after the quarterback. And, when we weren't getting sacks, getting some hits on the quarterback, making him uncomfortable in the pocket. So we got to continue to build on that. I thought Coach Stockton and the defensive staff did a good job of putting those guys in a position to have success that way. Had some really good moments, especially against the run. Obviously, I think one of the big things that hurt us was when we lost a guy like Bryce there in the second quarter because of his communication skills on the back end, because of experience, a lot of what we do and a lot of the adjustments that are made there. Bryce handles a lot of that. So we missed him. He did a great job of staying locked in and engaged. He was allowed to still stay on the sideline now. So he did a great job of still being involved and doing his part to be a leader for the defense. But, obviously we're very well aware of that. Coach Stockton, is very well aware of that in the second half there, we got to clean up some of those mistakes that allowed them, to get in the end zone there. And so we're going to build on it, though. We're going to build on, obviously, the pass rush piece of it and having some really good moments there, tackling and being good against a run. And we got to get those things cleaned up, though, here before we face Eastern Michigan next Wednesday.
And I know Johannes was a guy that you saw as a next Riley Miller type guy. I was wondering if there are any moments Wednesday where you saw him sort of and you said like that's something that Riley would do, and just when you necessarily saw that potential in him as Riley Miller.
No question, he made some of those huge third down catches that were contested that you always saw from a guy like Riley. So it was awesome every time he had an opportunity to make a contested catch there, he did. Obviously, we're going to continue, getting Johannes the ball any way that we can. But I thought he made some huge catches there that were contested, showed strong hands, and I thought he did a lot of really good things there, having 8 catches, and there's still even more out there for Johannes. So we'll continue to keep utilize him in as many ways as we can. But those third down catches really is what you like to see from him, because those are a lot of those catches that a guy like Riley Miller would make, during his career.
And then last question I got for you, and then on Tyson, I'll mute myself. Just, you didn't have, offensive lineman Luke Martin out there on Wednesday, Ben Stewart as well at safety. I guess to any, level of which are you able to, say, why they weren't available and if they at any point this season will be available?
Yeah, unfortunately, we've lost Luke Martin to a medical disqualification due to a back injury. So, Luke will be with us. He'll be more just assisting with the coaching staff and helping out. So you certainly miss Luke from a playing experience standpoint. And, very versatile guy too. We've asked him a lot over his career. He played tackle, he played guard, even played some at center. So we're going to miss him. Tough to see that happen. Ben Stewart, he's week to week right now. We were thinking there was an outside shot maybe for last week, but he's doing well. He just he's attacking his rehab, and we'll patiently wait to see if we can get him on the practice field Saturday and Sunday this week. And his availability would still be, up in the air right now, for Eastern Michigan.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
We'll go to Eric from the Mid-American Conference.
Good morning, Coach. Good to see you. You guys host Eastern Michigan this Wednesday on Veterans Day. Just kind of want to hear your thoughts on the holiday and what it means to take the field that day.
What a tremendous opportunity to recognize our veterans and the price that they have paid in order for us to be able to do what we do. And so it's an honor to be able to play on that day and obviously remember them for everything that they have done to allow us to be in the position that we're in. So certainly, very appreciative of that, and we'll make sure that we do our part to recognize that.
We'll go with Connor from the Daily News.
Hey, Coach. Just coming off after Wednesday's loss, playing against your rival Miami, I guess I'm just interested, what does it mean for you and the team to finally be back at home for your home opener at Schumann Stadium, a place that you haven't played competitively in nearly a year?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. Obviously, to be able to have, this coming game against Eastern Michigan again, and then the following week against Northern here at home. It'll be awesome because certainly all the challenges leading up to the game with the testing and all those things that take place. Obviously we'll be able to test on Wednesday, stay here in Muncie, and then wake up on Wednesday morning knowing that we're all good and everybody passed their test, all those things. So that'll be better, even though, the Miami game, we traveled the day of the game, so we didn't certainly have to worry about any of the potential results coming back on Tuesday, not in our favor, and then adjust anything for anybody to get to the game late, whatever it may be. So it's great to be able to be at home here on Wednesday night at Schumann Stadium. This is our home. So it's great to be able to play here. I know obviously the fan situation is what it is due to COVID, but certainly the rest of the day and how we go about preparing, it'll be nice to be able to do that and to be able to play our first game here at home.
And you guys are playing an Eastern Michigan team that didn't exactly have the greatest season last year defensively. I know they lost some key pieces over the offseason. After the performance that you saw from your offense this past Wednesday with some of your big weapons, how confident are you in your guys that they'll be able to take advantage of some of their weaknesses defensively?
Well, Eastern Michigan has been very consistent. They're a team that makes you earn it. Coach Creighton has done a very good job there in his time at Eastern Michigan. We're going to get their best shot, just like you do every year with Eastern Michigan. And so we have a lot of things that we need to clean up. We had some very productive moments. Guys did some good things, but we still left a lot of plays out there that we need to get cleaned up between now and next Wednesday. And so that's going to be a lot of our focus, is making sure we clean up the things that we need to clean up. Obviously Eastern Michigan, from a defensive standpoint, they've done a very similar scheme. They got a few moving parts. They lost some experience and some key players, on that defense from the last several years. So, but obviously they've done a good job in recruiting. Chris and his staff have done a good job, and it's going to be a heck of a football game. This is a great conference. The MAC West is awesome, and it's going to be a dogfight. And we got to make sure that we get back to full strength, take care of our bodies. Guys have done a good job of getting in the training room here to get their bumps and bruises healed up, getting in the pool to make sure they recover the best they can, because it's going to be another 4-quarter battle here, and we're expecting that for sure from Eastern Michigan.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
take other questions out there for Coach if you have them. Mike, lastly, maybe just talk to us a little bit about what you recall from last year's game, a big defensive stand in the red zone to win that one on the road at Eastern. Kind of take us through that game and what it meant to you up there.
Yeah, we had to come back from behind in that game there in the second half. And so I thought our kids, the players did a great job of just staying positive, never panicking on the sideline there. And we were on the road. And so it was a challenge that way, but our guys just kept battling. And they did a good job down the stretch of making some critical plays when we needed them most. And then you talk about the defense being on the field there and delivering, against a good team on the road. And so I thought that was a huge boost for our football team to be able to get that win on the road like that after we followed up, what happened the previous week there at Northern. So, it was really proud of the guys for just, not panicking and making sure they stayed the course there when we got ourselves behind. And, obviously some big plays down the stretch, both defensively, offensively, and it was a huge win to be able to get that on the road. And, but obviously now, we're still going to get a heck of a Eastern Michigan football team coming in here, and we're going to have to play good football here and make sure we clean up our week one mistakes.
Okay. We'll go to Tom Helmer from Eastern Michigan Radio.
Hey, Coach, mine's more of a general question, but having not played in a football game for nearly a year, how did your players handle that physicality, and, how do they feel maybe the day after? Because I know practice is one thing, but getting to hit other people is a whole different world.
It's amazing the number of guys that you heard the day after the game say they feel like they were in a car crash. Now, I don't know how many of them have been in a car crash, but it was amazing to hear just the soreness that you just simply don't experience until you play in a game, a physical game for 4 quarters, and just the bumps and bruises, the number of ice bags you see on guys the day after, elbows, shoulders, knee, anything and everything, because you just simply haven't experienced that for a long time. So obviously that's something that, especially when the whole COVID thing happened and the social distancing, you were so worried as a coach about hitting in practice every day and tackling whenever you were allowed to. So we had some live periods, but nothing that would come close to being 75 plays that happened in the course of a game. So that takes some getting used to for the guys, and certainly again, we've been stressing how important it is to make sure that from a recovery standpoint, they take advantage of the training room, getting extra treatment, ice baths, getting themselves in the pool to make sure that they recover and get ready again, because it's going to be a battle again next week.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Coach Neu? All right, Coach, thanks for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you guys. Have a great day.
Anthony, thanks for joining us. You can lose the mask since you're in there alone. That's fine. We've got Anthony Ekpe here with us, graduate transfer linebacker from Rice, who made his debut on Wednesday against Miami. Anthony, maybe if you just start with a few comments about what it was like to play your first game for Ball State and to make a real impact with a couple sacks and tackles for loss.
Yeah, it's definitely been a process, obviously, with everything going on around the nation. But I just chose to take this opportunity for what it is, be in the present moment, control what I can control. In new environment, I knew I had a lot to prove. I knew this team is capable of doing big things. So that alone really just pushed me, motivated me to just go out and compete along with my teammates, knowing that we got each other's back. So it's been a good ride so far.
Okay. If you have questions for Anthony, just hit me up in the comments. We'll start with Connor Smith from the Daily News.
Hey, Anthony, I was just curious, playing your first game with Ball State this past Wednesday, being a graduate transfer, I was kind of talking to Coach about this, but what's going to mean for you personally to play your first competitive game at Schumann Stadium, where you guys have been practicing for weeks on now?
it's something I'm excited for. Just being here, having this opportunity. It's just something that it's not given to everybody, right? So being a grad transfer, I feel like being an older guy, you got to be able to play your part, play your role. So just coming here and be able to get ready to play here at home stadium while practicing here, just something that I'm comfortable with. I'm comfortable with the way that we practice, the way that I've been practicing here. So just being able to, translate that into a competitive setting, this week just seems to make everything even more comfortable than what it is, knowing that we already have a solid foundation, being here at our own stadium. So it fires us all up.
Thank you.
Okay, Jordan, Guskey.
Hey, Anthony, I know, this team at times in 2019 struggled to get to the quarterback, to get in the backfield. How does it feel, whether or not, you knew the history to the level at which you do? How did it feel to be able to have a first game, not only that you all did that, but be a big part of, why you all were able to do that?
The reason is because this team loves each other. We all got each other's back. We all support each other, and I really feel like that translates into the field. Not every team can say that they got the guys in there got each other's back. Not every guy on the team can say that their teammates love them, but over here it's different. We're passionate about it. We know what this team is capable of, so and we gonna show that day in and day out. It's not a switch that we turn on in game day. We live by this. On our off days, whether we're practicing or not, we're brothers. We love each other. We all play our roles, and that's what really motivates us and gets us going. That's what is the reason why we go out and just play in day out. So it's a beautiful thing.
And I know there were times Wednesday where there would be 2 down linemen, there'd be an extra linebacker out there. So that just to get more speed on the field in terms of linebackers and just pass rushing capabilities. I guess from your perspective, what was the reasoning behind having more linebackers out there than a 3-4 would have otherwise had?
In general, it's just we want to put we have depth. We want to get our guys out there. We have guys that can do a lot of things. Guys that probably aren't out there initially, but we have guys that can do a lot of things. So we want to make sure that we get everybody to do what they're capable of doing, knowing that we can do it and that we can execute. So that's just really how it is. We want to make sure to get everybody out there, because we all have a role to play. We all can contribute at a high level. So that's exactly what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. And then finally, last question, then Tyson, I'll mute myself. Just, when you look at what this team was able to do, getting after quarterback, getting into the backfield, as I said, you look at that at a rate that it wasn't able to do at times last season, but then you combine that with, still allowing 38 points. I guess, how do you view those two things together and look ahead to Eastern Michigan?
Like I said, we really just focused on now. We took the mistakes. We took everything that came with the last game, moving forward, our eyes are set on, just having that 0-0 mentality, we're ready, we're 1-0, we're just trying to just build off of it. We're not trying to just go in with that abundance mindset, knowing that, let's not really focus on that. Let's really focus on what we got moving forward. So that's what we're dealing with right now.
Thank you.
Anthony, you're one of 3 grad transfers on the defensive side of the ball this year that joined the program. Kind of talk about that group as a whole with you and Chris Adjaman and JT Wahi and kind of the experience that you bring to the defensive side of the ball here.
It's been cool just knowing that we got older guys on that. I'm not the only one, because we help set an example for other guys that are in the program. Just knowing that obviously with us being grad transfers, we do have experience under our belt, but that alone just it's an opportunity that not only me but actually my roommates Chris and JT. We hold ourselves accountable just knowing that we're the older guys. So we got to set the tone being older guys. We got younger guys looking up to us. We got people that are expecting a lot out of us. So the only thing we can do is live up to those expectations and do what it is that we can do. So that alone just obviously just gets us going on that we have a purpose to fulfill. We got an agenda on the table that we got to get going. So it's only right that we do so.
Okay, great. Any further questions for Anthony today? Okay. If nothing else, Anthony, we'll let you go. Thank you for joining us.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you. All right. Last but not least today, we've got senior wide receiver Justin Hall. Justin, can you kind of give us some thoughts as you head into Eastern Michigan this week, a team you've seen 3 times already in your career, so you're familiar with them, and maybe the challenge that they'll present this week in your first home game?
It's our first home game, so we're really just trying to get a dub. We definitely gotta come back and do the little things that we've been talking about in order to get wins, and we gotta protect our home turf. So we're just trying to get a W. That's our only loss that we're gonna take this season. I kid you not. So that's how we gotta just keep our mindset.
Okay, we'll take some questions here. Start with Jordan Guskey.
Hey, Justin. I know you had a great game on Wednesday with a couple touchdowns, but I want to ask about Hines for a little bit here. I know you played a lot with Riley, over the years, and Hines seemed to be the next guy up to take Riley's spot in terms of what Riley was able to do. I was just wondering, Wednesday, did it feel like you saw another Riley on the field with what Hines was able to accomplish?
No, I feel like I see Johan. I don't really compare players, and I feel like he wouldn't want you to compare him to anybody either. But Johan definitely made some tough catches last game, especially on third downs, tough contested catches. And I think they're 2 totally different receivers. So I feel like Johan is definitely ready to take that role and step up this season for us.
And then last question, then Tyson, I'll mute myself. Just when you look at Hines, I guess I know he had a great game last year against Miami to end that season and had a lot of potential. But when did you see in him the potential to have the impact that he has had for this team, that he was able to do it, Wednesday as he has in the past?
Well, Johan, he's gotten so much better. Just like the quarantine, I feel like whatever he was doing over quarantine definitely got him going. I think he was working out with whoever he was working out with back at home, but he's definitely developed. He's more savvy in his routes. His route run is better, hands stronger. He's just an overall better player than he's ever been. So I feel like he knows that, we know that, and we're just gonna try to feed him that ball.
Thanks, Justin.
Bye-bye.
Question from Connor Smith.
Hey, Justin. So after the loss on Wednesday, you still had a very solid performance with 124 receiving yards. What type of confidence does that give you heading into this week's game against Eastern Michigan?
I already forgot about that last game. We're just already moving forward. I just got out of meetings, watching film on Eastern Michigan, so that's where my head's at. I'm blessed that I was fortunate to have those statistics last game, but to be honest, I'm not too worried about it. I'm on to the next game. Let's try to do that. Let's try to do the same thing next game. So let's get a W.
And then last question for today. I know we were just kind of talking about Johannes Tyler and the work ethic and what he's brought to this team this season. I guess in what way specifically have you noticed a difference or in, his game or work ethic or confidence as opposed to last season?
Well, Riley was here, so I feel like his confidence might not have been there because he felt that, he had to wait your turn almost. With Riley being a senior, man, he does everything right. So I feel like Riley being there helped Johan kind of have something to look up to, okay, that's okay. He knows what's going on now, so he knows exactly what to do, and he's just been doing it. So I feel like his confidence is high, and it should be high. I mean, we think highly of him. I feel like he thinks highly of himself, and as long as he has confidence, he's going to be able to perform to the best of his ability.
Awesome. Thank you.
Justin, you came in here, 4 years ago with a group of guys from Georgia, with you, Christian Albright, Caleb Huntley, Hassan, and a number of guys. Talk about the connection that you guys share and what it's been like to be here for 4 years with some guys from your home state, even though you're far from home.
It makes you feel like you're not too far from home with all those guys from where I'm from being here, you know. So I feel like it made us more comfortable. You know, we're all just a big family. You know, it don't matter where anybody's from, but you know, we're all a big family here in the locker room. But the Georgia guys, you know, they always, you know, we always got, you know, those are guys. So you know, we always click and we always linking. So I like them being here. Oh yeah.
Great. Any further questions for Justin today? Okay, Justin, thank you for joining us. We'll let you go. Good luck this week.
Thank you.